The stars were quiet that night, but the silence was strange, almost heavy. In the cold darkness of space, a small human research station floated silently near the edge of the solar system. It looked peaceful, almost harmless, but inside, the crew was alert. Every screen, every sensor, was alive with activity. Something unusual had appeared on the radar, something fast, too fast to be human. Captain Elena Voss stood in the command room, her eyes fixed on the holographic display. The object moved like a shadow, darting across the stars at impossible speed. "No signature we have ever seen," she said, her voice calm but tense. "And it's coming closer." Lieutenant Raj Malik leaned over the console. "Could it be a meteor?" Elena shook her head. "No. Meteors don't dodge like that. This is intelligent." Outside, the station's small windows showed nothing but the blackness of space, but the crew felt it. A presence, silent but powerful, was approaching. They had always known humans were quiet, not aggressive. Most species in the galaxy assumed that silence meant weakness. But humans were patient, and patience could be deadly. The radar beeped again. The object split into 3 smaller ships, moving in perfect formation. They were alien in design, sharp angles and glowing lights, unlike anything humans had seen before. Elena's heart raced, but she didn't panic. This was why they trained, why humans survived against odds that others could not imagine. "Send a message," she ordered. "But don't start a fight. Let them see we notice them." Raj typed quickly, sending a simple message in the universal language. "We see you." Seconds felt like hours. The alien ship slowed but did not respond. Instead, they scanned the station with strange, glowing sensors. The humans held their breath. Outside, the stars did not move, but the tension inside the station was alive. Every crew member knew this moment could change everything. Then the object moved again, faster than before, disappearing from their sensors and reappearing near Earth's orbit. A chill ran down Elena's spine. "They're testing us," she said. "They think we are weak." The aliens had called humans quiet, slow, unimportant. They had assumed that silence meant obedience. But humans were clever. Humans were unpredictable. And humans had a history that no one in the galaxy fully understood. Back on Earth, in the control centers and observatories, similar alerts had started to appear. The world was not yet aware of the approaching threat, but humans had already begun to act. Scientists, engineers, and pilots worked together, preparing quietly, carefully, without panic. Every move was deliberate, every calculation precise. In the darkness of space, a single human ship detached from the station. Its engines glowed softly, leaving a trail of light that cut through the black void. Inside, the pilot, Commander Lucas Reed, checked the instruments. The alien fleet was fast, but so was he. Faster in ways the aliens could not imagine. The human ship moved like a shadow among shadows, silent, unnoticed, until it was too late. Then it appeared before the alien scouts, not attacking, only observing. The aliens paused, surprised by the audacity. "They are too calm," one of their commanders whispered through a strange translator device. "Why are they not afraid?" Lucas Reed smiled faintly. Humans did not always need to show power. Sometimes, waiting and watching was enough to confuse the enemy. He activated a small device, a signal that would reach the alien fleet in seconds. It was not aggressive, not violent. It was a message, a warning wrapped in simplicity. "You will regret underestimating us." The words were short, but the meaning was clear. Humans might be quiet, they might seem harmless, but anyone who pushed them would see the consequences. In the alien fleet, the message caused confusion. Their leaders whispered urgently to one another, trying to decode the meaning. Was this a bluff? Could these humans really be dangerous? Most species had never seen humans fight in full, not because they were weak, but because humans often chose not to fight until they had no choice. The research station continued its watch, calm on the outside but tense inside. The crew knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would test them, probe them, try to find weaknesses. But humans had patience, strategy, and ingenuity, qualities that no alien technology could easily overcome. As the night deepened, the stars above remained silent witnesses. Yet, in the shadows between the stars, humans were moving, preparing quietly, with precision and care. The aliens might have called them quiet, but soon they would learn that silence could be more dangerous than noise. And when the moment came, humans would show the galaxy what they were capable of. Not with chaos, not with fury, but with intelligence, patience, and calculated strength. The consequences of underestimating humanity were about to begin, and no one in the stars would forget it. The first light of Earth's sun broke over the horizon, shining on cities that did not yet know the danger above. But humans were ready. Always ready. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, its massive ships casting shadows across the atmosphere. They moved with confidence, their leaders believing the humans would hide or surrender. After all, humans were quiet. Humans were small. Humans were insignificant. But they had not counted on what patience and intelligence could do. On Earth's orbital defense station, Captain Elena Voss and her crew watched the alien ships. They did not panic. Instead, they moved with precision. Radar screens displayed the fleet's every movement, and every human knew their role. Humans were not just observing, they were preparing. A small squadron of cloaked human ships slipped quietly into position. They were invisible to the alien sensors, hiding in the shadows of the planet. The aliens did not notice until it was too late. Commander Lucas Reed piloted one of the ships. He moved with calm, almost casual, skill, guiding his ship through the void. The alien scouts thought him unaware, thought him weak. Then the humans struck. Energy pulses flared in space, striking the alien ship's shields. They had expected resistance, but not this. Small human ships, using speed and clever maneuvers, damaged larger alien vessels before they could respond. The aliens were confused. Their advanced technology did not anticipate human tactics. "Report!" shouted one of the alien leaders. "Why are they so fast? So precise?" "Unknown," another replied. "They are unpredictable." On the human side, the crew remained calm. Elena's eyes scanned the screens, noting every movement. "Keep them focused on the fleet's left wing," she ordered. "We will guide them into the trap." The humans had no intention of a full battle yet. They only needed to show their strength, make the aliens hesitate, make them doubt themselves. Doubt was a powerful weapon, often stronger than firepower. Lucas's ship darted around a massive alien cruiser, sending a small message through an encrypted channel. The aliens intercepted it, but the words were simple and chilling: "We warned you." The aliens reacted immediately, trying to attack, but human ships vanished, reappearing elsewhere, striking again with precision. Every movement was calculated, every strike deliberate. The humans seemed to know the aliens' plans before they made them. Inside the alien command ship, panic was growing. They had expected resistance, yes, but not strategy. Not intelligence. Not cunning. Not humans who stayed quiet until the perfect moment to act. Meanwhile, back on Earth, more humans joined the defensive efforts. Scientists activated automated defense satellites. Engineers prepared hidden orbital weapons. Pilots trained in simulations that now felt very real. Every part of humanity worked together seamlessly, without chaos, without shouting, without fear. Lucas's voice came over the comms. "They think we are weak. They think we will panic. Let them watch carefully. Patience is our advantage." In space, the aliens realized their arrogance had blinded them. They had underestimated a species they believed to be simple. The humans were not only defending, they were teaching a lesson. The lesson that quiet did not mean powerless, and small did not mean insignificant. The aliens made their next move, sending a larger strike force to overwhelm the humans. But every attack was met with strategy. Human ships lured the alien forces into traps. Mines disguised as debris exploded with precision. Cloaked ships flanked them from angles the aliens did not expect. The first real battle was brief but intense. Alien ships were damaged, forced to retreat, forced to reconsider their approach. The humans did not celebrate. They did not gloat. They waited. They always waited. Calm, silent, ready for what would come next. As the alien fleet pulled back into orbit, their leaders exchanged worried glances. "We misjudged them," said one, voice trembling. "Too quiet. Too clever. They are dangerous." Elena leaned back in her chair. She allowed herself a small smile. "We warned them," she said quietly. "And this is only the beginning." Above Earth, the stars returned to quiet. But now, among them there was tension. Humans had shown their first move, and the galaxy would begin to notice. Those who underestimated them would soon pay the price. And humans remained calm, patient, and silent, watching and waiting for the next challenge. The game had begun, and they were already winning. The alien leaders were restless. They could not believe what had happened. Their fleet had approached Earth with confidence, expecting to intimidate a quiet species. Instead, they had met strategy, patience, and precision. Something in their calculations was wrong. Humans were not simple. They were unpredictable. In the command room of the Earth Orbital Station, Captain Elena Voss studied the new sensor readings. Alien ships were regrouping, sending probes to test defenses. She knew this was exactly what the aliens wanted, to find a weakness. But the humans had already prepared for this. "Commander Reed," Elena said, turning to him, "they are sending a strike team to probe our defenses. They will test us. Be ready." Lucas Reed nodded. His ship glided through space with calm confidence. The alien strike team was approaching quickly. They were large, heavily armed, designed to crush anything in their path. The humans, by contrast, had smaller ships, lighter weapons, but they had something more: intelligence and planning. The first probes reached the human perimeter. They scanned, trying to detect the cloaked ships hiding in the shadows of Earth's orbit. Humans waited, motionless, like predators. Then the attack began, not with fire, but with deception. Small human drones appeared, moving slowly, as if unaware of the aliens. The aliens moved toward them, thinking the humans were foolish. But each drone led the alien ships into traps carefully prepared months before. Hidden satellites activated, emitting electromagnetic pulses that disabled shields on alien scouts. Mines floated silently, exploding at the exact right moment. Alien ships were caught in patterns they could not escape. Inside one of the alien command ships, confusion reigned. "Why are they predicting our moves?" one officer shouted. "They are reading us." "They are clever," another replied. "Too clever. This is not ordinary defense. They are strategists." Lucas Reed watched the battle unfold through his ship's display. He guided the drones with precise movements, always keeping the main fleet hidden, always keeping the aliens guessing. Humans had no intention of destroying all alien ships, not yet. They wanted the aliens to learn, to understand that quiet did not mean weak. Elena observed the sensor feeds with a calm expression. "Remember," she said, "they are testing us. Let them think they have control. We will act when it matters most." The alien strike team pressed forward, confident now that humans were disorganized. They attacked the first line of drones, thinking it was the main fleet. But every move they made led them deeper into a trap. Humans had learned long ago that patience could be more powerful than weapons. Suddenly, a human ship appeared behind the alien line. It struck with precision, disabling key systems. Another ship appeared on the opposite side, flanking them. The aliens were surrounded in space, moving frantically to escape, but the humans had already predicted this. Escape routes were blocked. Every strike was calculated, every move anticipated. Panic began to spread among the alien commanders. They had never encountered a species like this, silent, patient, yet deadly when needed. They had assumed humans would react with noise, with anger, with chaos. But humans were controlled, intelligent, and perfectly calm under pressure. Back on the station, Elena watched the aliens struggle. She allowed herself a brief smile. "They underestimated us again," she said. "And every mistake they make is teaching them a lesson." Lucas Reed's voice came over the comms. "They will remember this. They will know that quiet does not mean weak. That small does not mean powerless." The alien strike team eventually retreated, their pride and confidence shaken. They had tested humanity, hoping to find a weakness, but they found none. Instead, they discovered cunning, strategy, and patience, qualities that no alien technology could match. As the stars outside returned to calm, humans quietly moved their ships into new positions. They repaired minor damage and prepared for the next encounter. They had shown strength, but more importantly, they had shown intelligence. The aliens would think twice before acting recklessly again. Above Earth, in the vast silence of space, one thing was clear. Humans were not what the galaxy expected. They were quiet, yes, but their silence hid a power that could not be ignored. And those who thought humans were weak would soon face consequences far beyond their understanding. Lucas looked at the stars, feeling the weight of what had just happened. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "They will learn soon enough. We are not to be underestimated." Elena nodded, watching the alien fleet disappear into the distance. The humans had survived the first test. And the galaxy would remember that humanity's quiet strength was not weakness, it was a warning. The alien fleet pulled back to regroup, their commanders furious and confused. They had tested humanity, but every probe, every attack, had been anticipated and countered. They could not understand it. How could such a small, quiet species be so clever, so precise? On Earth's orbital station, Captain Elena Voss watched the alien signals with calm eyes. She knew it was time to reveal a part of humanity that few in the galaxy had ever seen. "Prepare the fleet," she ordered. "It's time to show them what patience hides." Below the station, humans worked with quiet intensity. Engineers checked ship systems, making minor adjustments. Pilots ran simulations, practicing maneuvers that would surprise even the most advanced aliens. Scientists calibrated the AI guidance systems that controlled some of humanity's most advanced ships. Everything was ready. Commander Lucas Reed led the first group of ships into position. The aliens thought the humans had only small, scattered defenses. They had no idea that humans had prepared a fleet capable of predicting alien movements almost before they happened. The first human ship activated its cloaking system and slipped silently into the alien formation. Then another, and another. In minutes, the humans were everywhere, appearing and disappearing like shadows. The alien fleet was stunned. "They are everywhere," one alien officer gasped. "How is this possible?" "They hide and strike," another said, voice trembling. "They are too clever." Lucas Reed's ship moved between the alien vessels, sending short pulses of energy that disabled communications and shields on several ships. The humans were not using full force yet. They were testing, teaching the aliens that patience, strategy, and technology could combine to make them unstoppable. Elena monitored every move, issuing calm instructions. "Flank the left wing. Use the automated drones. Wait for my signal. We do not attack blindly." The aliens tried to regroup and counterattack, but their movements were anticipated at every turn. The humans had set traps and false signals. Every strike the aliens made seemed to fail before it began. Every retreat they attempted was blocked by the clever positioning of human ships. One of the alien commanders tried to communicate. "We underestimated you, humans. What is this technology? How can you predict our movements?" Lucas replied calmly over the comms. "We study. We observe. We prepare. You assumed silence meant weakness. You were wrong." Suddenly, the AI-controlled fleet activated fully. Ships moved in perfect coordination, anticipating alien attacks and countering them with precision. Energy pulses disabled alien weapons, automated drones flanked them from unexpected directions, and hidden turrets struck at vulnerable points. The aliens had never faced a force like this before. The battle was fierce but short. Alien ships began retreating, forced to acknowledge that humanity's quiet patience was backed by technology, strategy, and intelligence. Every human move had been measured, every strike deliberate. Back on Earth, scientists and engineers observed the battle with satisfaction. Humanity had revealed only part of its strength. The aliens would survive this encounter, but the lesson had been clear: humans were not to be underestimated. Quiet did not mean weak. Calm did not mean powerless. Lucas Reed looked at the stars, feeling a mixture of relief and determination. They now know, he said. They now understand that humans are clever, patient, and stronger than they expected. But the real test is still to come. Elena nodded, her eyes scanning the dark expanse beyond the station. Yes, she said. They have seen part of what we can do. But the galaxy still underestimates humanity. And when they push us further, they will see the consequences. The alien fleet, battered and confused, disappeared into the distance, leaving the human fleet in control of the orbit. For the first time, humans had fully demonstrated their hidden edge, the combination of intelligence, technology, and patience that made them unpredictable and dangerous. The stars above returned to calm, but the silence was different now. It was not the quiet of weakness, but the quiet of power, strategy, and readiness. Humans remained patient, observing, waiting. And the galaxy would soon learn that the species it had dismissed as quiet and insignificant could be unstoppable when provoked. Above Earth, the first rays of dawn reflected off the orbital station, shimmering across the calm ocean below. Humanity had won this round, but they were not finished. The quiet had spoken, and it had announced something every species in the galaxy would remember. Humans were clever, patient, and unstoppable when pushed. The alien leaders were frantic. Their fleet had suffered unexpected losses, and every attempt to regroup had failed. They had thought humans were quiet, harmless, and unworthy of serious attention. Now they were learning a painful truth: they had misjudged an entire species. Captain Elena Voss watched the sensors as the alien fleet attempted a desperate maneuver. They were sending reinforcements and weapons toward Earth, hoping to overwhelm the humans with sheer numbers. But humans were not afraid of numbers. Humans were patient, clever, and prepared. "Prepare all ships," Elena ordered. "We will show them that patience is stronger than power." Commander Lucas Reed's squadron moved swiftly into position. The human fleet was small compared to the alien armada, but size was not the measure of strength. Humans had learned to use strategy, technology, and intelligence in ways no alien species could anticipate. The first wave of alien ships approached, expecting little resistance. They were wrong. Human ships moved in precise formations, flanking them from every side. Cloaked drones disabled shields, while automated turrets struck at critical points. The aliens tried to adapt, but humans had anticipated their moves, reading patterns and reacting before the aliens could execute them. One alien commander barked orders, frustrated. "Why are they everywhere at once? How do they know our plans?" "They study us," another replied. "They wait, they predict, and they strike perfectly." The aliens had begun to realize the cost of their arrogance. Every attack resulted in losses. Their supply lines were targeted. Ships that moved too quickly were trapped. Their advanced technology could not overcome human ingenuity. Lucas Reed piloted his ship calmly through the chaos. "Focus on the supply line," he said to his team. "If they cannot resupply, they cannot fight. Patience wins." The humans struck with precision, taking out key alien vessels while leaving others alive to learn the lesson. Humanity was showing restraint, but also dominance. Every move was calculated to demonstrate a single fact: underestimate humans at your own peril. On the alien command ship, panic spread. They had assumed that humans would panic, would fight recklessly, or surrender. Instead, humans were executing a battle plan that seemed impossible: calm, precise, and devastating. Elena observed the enemy movements carefully. They are beginning to understand, she said quietly. They will remember this. Suddenly, a massive alien cruiser tried to escape, heading toward the outer rim of the solar system. Lucas's squadron intercepted it, surrounding the ship. With coordinated maneuvers and precise strikes, the humans disabled its engines and forced it to surrender. The alien crew inside stared in disbelief. They had come to conquer, to intimidate, and now they were at the mercy of a species they had considered insignificant. "This is the consequence of arrogance," Lucas said softly over the comms. "You pushed too far. You underestimated us. And now you face the results." Back on Earth, people remained unaware of the full battle happening above them, but the humans in space knew one thing clearly. They had proven their strength. Quiet, patient, clever, they had used everything at their disposal to show that underestimating humans came at a heavy cost. The alien fleet, battered and demoralized, began to retreat. They had learned that humans were not just survivors, they were clever, disciplined, and willing to act decisively when provoked. Elena allowed herself a moment of relief but remained focused. "This is only the beginning," she said. "The galaxy now knows not to underestimate us. But we must be ready for whatever comes next." Lucas looked out at the stars, feeling the weight of the victory. They thought we were quiet. They thought we were weak. They were wrong. Very wrong. The alien commanders would spread tales of this encounter across the galaxy, warning others of the humans' unexpected strength. The cost of arrogance had been shown clearly. Humanity had not only defended itself, they had sent a message. And humanity remained quiet, patient, and unstoppable, preparing silently for the next challenge, knowing that the consequences of being underestimated could change the fate of the galaxy. The alien fleet had retreated, battered and confused. They had begun to understand that humans were not just quiet observers of the galaxy. They were clever, patient, and deadly when provoked. But the humans were not finished. Not yet. Captain Elena Voss stood on the bridge of the orbital station, her eyes scanning the stars. The fleet was ready, every ship in position. Humans had learned from the aliens' attacks, and now they would use that knowledge to take control of the situation. "Prepare for the counterstrike," Elena said calmly. "We will show them the cost of underestimating humanity." Commander Lucas Reed piloted his ship through the shadows of Earth's orbit. Cloaked drones moved silently alongside him, ready to disable alien ships and disrupt their formations. Automated turrets and AI-controlled vessels coordinated with perfect timing. Every human move was precise, every action deliberate. The alien fleet, confident in their numbers, moved forward again. They believed that humans could be pushed back. They believed that patience alone could not defeat them. But humans had learned, adapted, and prepared. As the aliens advanced, they suddenly encountered resistance unlike before. Ships they thought were alone appeared from every direction. Energy pulses struck key points on alien vessels, disabling engines and weapons. Cloaked ships flanked them from unexpected angles. Automated drones jammed their communication systems. Panic spread quickly. The alien commanders realized their advantage had vanished. Their strategy failed at every turn. They tried to regroup, but the humans anticipated every maneuver. Lucas Reed's squadron intercepted the lead alien cruiser. He moved calmly, executing a perfect strike sequence that left the cruiser immobilized. Behind him, other human ships disabled additional alien vessels, surrounding them completely. The humans were not reckless, they were calculating, waiting for the perfect moment to act. Inside the alien command ship, alarms blared. "Impossible," one commander shouted. "They know our every move." "How?" "They learn," another whispered. "They adapt. They are unstoppable." Elena observed the unfolding chaos with quiet satisfaction. "Focus on the supply lines and command centers," she instructed. "If they cannot fight, they cannot recover. Precision wins over power." Human ships moved with incredible coordination. AI systems predicted alien responses before they happened. Mines struck at the right moment. Cloaked ships disabled weapons silently. Every alien attack was met with calculated resistance, and every human counterstrike made them pay dearly. The tide had turned completely. The aliens, once confident, now scrambled for survival. Their fleet was fragmented, their strategy failing. Humans had taken control of the battlefield without rushing, without chaos, and without fear. Lucas Reed looked at the alien cruiser in front of him. "This is what happens when you underestimate humanity," he said. "This is the cost of arrogance." The alien fleet, battered and demoralized, had no choice but to retreat further into the void. They had learned, painfully, that humans were not simple, quiet, or weak. They were patient, intelligent, and deadly when pushed. Elena allowed herself a small smile. "They understand now," she said. "They know the truth about humanity. Quiet does not mean powerless. Calm does not mean weak. And those who push us will face the consequences." As the alien ships vanished into the darkness, humans remained vigilant. The victory was complete, but the galaxy would take time to notice. Humans had defended themselves, demonstrated intelligence, and shown that underestimating them came at a heavy cost. Above Earth, the first rays of dawn reflected on the orbital station, shimmering across the calm oceans. The stars were still, but humans had changed the perception of the galaxy. They were quiet, patient, and unstoppable. Lucas looked out at the horizon. "They will not forget this day," he said. "And neither will we." Elena nodded. Humanity had turned the tide decisively. They had shown the galaxy that quiet strength, intelligence, and strategy were far more dangerous than raw power. The war was not over. The universe was vast, and threats would come again. But humanity had proven one undeniable truth: underestimate humans at your own risk. The alien fleet had retreated, broken and shaken. They carried back a lesson they would never forget: humans were not what they expected. Quiet, yes. Small, yes. But clever, patient, and deadly when provoked. Captain Elena Voss watched the sensors from the orbital station. The stars above were calm, but the galaxy had changed. The humans had proven themselves, not just as defenders of Earth, but as a force the universe would have to respect. Commander Lucas Reed piloted his ship slowly through the orbital field. The alien ships were far away now, but their presence lingered in the minds of every human crew member. They had survived tests, ambushes, and overwhelming numbers. They had emerged victorious not through brute force, but through patience, intelligence, and unity. Back on Earth, humanity continued quietly. Cities thrived, scientists worked, engineers built, and pilots trained. No one celebrated publicly. Humans did not need applause. Their victory had already sent a message across the galaxy: underestimate us at your own peril. The alien fleets, meanwhile, spread word of the humans' cunning and strength. Across distant star systems, whispers carried tales of the quiet species that had turned battlefields with strategy alone. Where arrogance had once ruled, caution now took its place. Elena turned to Lucas. "They know now," she said softly. "The galaxy understands that humans are not weak, not silent by accident. And those who push us will see the consequences." Lucas nodded. "We protected our home. And we taught them a lesson they will never forget. Quiet strength can be the most dangerous of all." In space, human ships returned to patrols, repairs, and training exercises. The galaxy might bring new threats tomorrow, or the next year, or a century from now. But humanity would always be ready, calm, patient, and intelligent. The first rays of Earth's sun reflected across the orbital station, bathing the humans in light. It was a quiet victory, but a powerful one. Every alien ship that had survived knew now that humans could not be underestimated. And in that quiet, the galaxy began to see what humans had always known about themselves: silence did not mean weakness. Intelligence and patience could outmatch power and arrogance. Humanity was unstoppable when pushed to its limits. Elena looked out at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility and pride. The universe was vast, and challenges would come. But humanity had already shown the first truth to every species that might threaten them. Push us, and you will face consequences beyond your understanding. Lucas Reed spoke quietly, almost to himself. We were quiet, and they ignored us. They should have known better. Now they know. The orbital station remained silent, floating among the stars. But the humans aboard it were alive with purpose, prepared for whatever the universe might throw at them next. Quiet, patient, and unstoppable. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would not forget. Humans were not just survivors, they were a force of cunning, intelligence, and calculated strength. And in that knowledge lay a warning for every star system. Humanity's quiet strength was not to be tested lightly. The stars above seemed brighter now, reflecting the promise of the species below. Humanity had defended its home, revealed its power, and sent a message across the cosmos. Underestimate us, and you will see the consequences.